Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Amanda. I am currently 18 weeks pregnant with baby number 2, a little girl. I have a 16-month-old little boy named Chase, and I am going to share with you my 14 through 17 week pregnancy update. Sorry I didn't break these out. I've just gotten too far behind and I didn't want to do 2-week increments, so I just grouped everything, and there wasn't a lot of crazy stuff that has gone on, so I feel like it'll be better for everybody if we just put them all together. So 14 weeks. The baby is the size of a peach, and I had currently gained about 6 pounds. So still not, a ton of weight, but I was definitely starting to feel like I was in the honeymoon phase, which is what the second trimester is typically called, just because you finally are done with all the nausea and really bad, symptoms that you feel during the first trimester, and that was definitely the case for me. I had no nausea. I was feeling super energetic, a lot more hungry than I normally was. I would say that because I was feeling so much more hungry, I was probably eating about 300 additional calories a day. I think that's what they recommend too. So, not going totally overboard and gorging myself, but definitely having, an extra snack here and there. I also wrote in my notes that I was starting to eat a lot more healthy and kind of similarly to the way that I would eat before I got pregnant. So I wasn't having a ton of cravings or aversions, so I kind of reverted back to, eating salads a couple times a week and making sure that I have veggies at dinner and then eating some fruit, either as a snack or with breakfast. I also noted that my hair felt thicker and shinier for the first time in weeks. And if you've been watching my updates, I've been complaining that my hair had just been really dull and just lacking volume and wasn't holding a curl the way that it was. And then finally I noticed at 14 weeks, things started to change a little bit, and I felt my hair, I was just liking my hair. It felt more like it did pre-pregnancy, so that was a win. That's literally all that I had for 14 weeks, so not a ton really had happened. 15 weeks, the baby is the size of a navel orange, and I think I only gained another pound from the week before. I also had an ultrasound during this week, and my OB said that I was measuring slightly ahead of where I should be. Technically 15 weeks, 4 days, but I was measuring at 16 weeks. But 16 weeks, I was measuring at 16 weeks, 1 day. So just a little bit ahead of, the technical calendarization way that, the apps tell you and things like that. But anyway, the heart rate was 142. The baby was perfect, he said. Not too big, not too small, nothing to worry about. I also got my blood drawn to check for spina bifida. I got the results back a couple days later, and baby does not have spina bifida. So thankfully everything looked really good, and I was feeling really awesome overall. I was waking up a few times at night to go to the bathroom. That always tends to happen. You have to pee more, and that's just, part of being pregnant as you get further along. I noticed that I had a little bit of a belly. So, kind of leading up, you probably, if you didn't know me, you just saw me on the street, you wouldn't know that I was pregnant. But during week 15, I noticed that there was a little belly and a little bump. So that was it's cute and it's exciting. I also noted that I started to get heartburn after eating spicy foods or acidic foods, after eating chocolate, or if I had salsa, something spicy, like a Mexican meal or something like that, I was starting to get heartburn. I had horrendous heartburn towards the end of my pregnancy with Chase, and he had a massive head of hair. So if I'm feeling heartburn, I'm only assuming it's not as bad as with Chase at this point, but I am going to assume that if I do start getting like worse heartburn, that baby girl probably has a nice head of hair on her too. I also noted that I was starting to feel a little bit nauseous at night around dinner time, which is kind of weird because the nausea had really subsided, like all the morning sickness type had subsided. So I wasn't like interested in eating dinner as much as I normally would. So that was kind of a weird thing. My gums were also felt like really swollen, and they looked really swollen, and every time I would brush my teeth, they would bleed. So I don't know, I think that's normal actually during pregnancy for your gums to like swell a little bit and for you to bleed when you are brushing your teeth. So I'm probably just I'm such a bad flosser, like I never floss, which is awful, but I think I should probably start doing that. Oh, and during week 15, I mentioned I had like a little bit of a bump. So none of my clothes were like fitting right anymore. So I finally ordered my first maternity clothes, and I think I mentioned this before, I'm trying not to go crazy with buying maternity clothes. This is probably going to be our last baby, so I don't want to spend a ton of money and then obviously just never wear things again. So I bought just like a couple basic stuff, a few basics like tees, and actually this is one of the maternity t-shirts that I got. It has ruching down the sides. I'll show you later when I show you my bump. But I'm trying to just kind of buy some stuff that is either flowy that I can wear postpartum that is not maternity, or just keep it really simple with the maternity clothes. So just like leggings, t-shirts, tank tops, you know, things like that. So I'll definitely do a haul for you guys because I have a bunch of new stuff in, and I got a lot of it on Amazon. So it's super affordable and actually really good quality too. So that was week 15. Week 16, I had gained a total of 9 pounds, and the baby is the size of an avocado. So getting bigger and bigger as the weeks go by. This week I actually wrote a bunch of cravings. I had been craving cinnamon raisin English muffins, and now I'm 18 weeks and I am still craving these things. I have a cinnamon raisin English muffin almost every single day. And I also was craving lox, like smoked salmon with cream cheese on a piece of toast with everything but the bagel seasoning. Ooh, so good, so good. And then another thing that I was craving was chocolate chip cookies, and just like cookies in general. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I go to Chick-fil-A every Friday, pretty much without fail. So part of my normal meal, I get like the spicy chicken sandwich meal, but I started getting a cookie to go along with my meal as a dessert. And if you guys haven't had the Chick-fil-A cookies, they're delicious. They're chocolate chip, and I think they use like dark chocolate chips and regular, but the cookie it's like kind of like an oatmeal cookie, not a full-on oatmeal cookie, but like there are oats in there, so kind of healthy. Just kidding. No, it's not healthy whatsoever, but they are so good. So get yourself one if you haven't had them yet. Also craving Diet Coke, crave Diet Coke with Chase, and I've typically crave Diet Coke during my pregnancy. I don't know why that is. I'm just assuming like the sweetness and the bubbles, and I don't know. I'm always into it. And, you know, so I have a few Diet Cokes, you know, throughout the week, not like a ton or anything crazy like that. I also was craving salads, so trying to be healthy. And eggs, huge egg fan. I've always loved eggs. I always get egg aversions in my first trimester, but it usually goes away during my second trimester, and then I am back on the egg train on it and going strong. I also noted that I was getting headaches in the morning, and I had been for a couple weeks, and I think it's like that's normal, people like pregnancy symptom, and they were just continuing. So at that point I didn't even note it in the week before, I think because I had just gotten used to it, but I put it back in this in my notes for week 16. I also said that I was getting more out of breath when talking or like walking up a flight of stairs or just like exerting myself more. So, you know, your lungs are getting a little bit more cramped, and I'm sure I'm gonna get even more out of breath as the baby grows. But I was noticing that during like conference calls, like Zoom calls for work. You know, if I was like talking, I would have to like go like that and like take a breath. I'm like, just don't mind me, pregnancy problems over here. Oh my gosh. So the biggest thing about this week, I can't even believe it. I thought that I felt the baby kick for the first time. And mamas out there who have felt the first kick, like when you're pregnant, it's the best. It's seriously the best. Like it's like you're, you know, communicating with the baby. Like the baby's like kicking you, you're like pushing on your stomach, trying to like kick back, and oh my gosh, it was like a flutter. I'm not saying like I'm feeling any like massive, like huge kicks or anything like that, but it's like that little flutter that you feel, just like a movement. And I think I think it's pretty early, like 16 weeks, definitely did not feel kicks in my first pregnancy this early on, but it happened like at nighttime around maybe like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And that's when Chase was the most active too. So I just like, the first time I felt it, I was like, I don't know what that is. Like, was that gas? Like, who knows? But then around the same time, like night after night, I kept feeling these little just like flutters, and then I knew. And so that was just like the most exciting thing ever. We were watching a show, me and Pete, and I felt it, and I like screamed. I was like, oh my gosh, I think that I just felt a kick. And he's like, I want to feel. And of course it's, you know, he couldn't feel anything, but you know, mama knows. So anyway, that was super, super exciting for week 16. And I think that was really it. I also noted that I started, in terms of exercise, I started getting back on the Peloton. So we have a Peloton. When we first got it back in January, as a Christmas gift, I was like all about it and everything. And then, you know, I kept on a pretty good routine, getting on the bike like, you know, twice a week, but then fell off of it and just like forgot to use it. I don't know, it's one of those things. But anyway, I can't do all of the like hard, intense HIIT workouts that I normally like to do when I'm not pregnant. So I was like, you know what? The Peloton's perfect because it's low impact and you can still get a really, really awesome like cardio and even strength workout from the Peloton bike. So I started getting back on the bike, and I have been consistently doing rides like 1 to 2 times a week and mixing in strength workouts between my Peloton workouts. So I'm on like a really good workout schedule, which is awesome. I'm feeling great, feeling just like really happy and like on top of everything, just like with my eating, with my exercise, like feeling good in my body. So happy about that. And that was all that I had for week 16. So moving to week 17, baby is the size of a pomegranate. That seems so big. I had gained a total of 9 pounds. And my first note is that I'm feeling a lot more kicks. And now, instead of like the flutter feeling that was the week 16, I was feeling it was more of like a nudge than a flutter. And Pete still couldn't feel the kicks or anything like that, but I definitely kept feeling them around the same time. So like at night mostly. And usually I'll have like a little chocolate or something sweet, so that might, like, you know, get the baby a little bit exciting, a little bitty sugar rush, and then she moves around. So I'm just loving that. And then I just put like more rapid weight gain. I feel like in these next few weeks, I just feel like I'm already starting to like pack on the pounds. My belly just looks a lot bigger, and I'm just noticing myself looking more pregnant. Like my face is filling out a lot more. My legs, with Chase, my legs got so like thick. And I read somewhere that when your legs get thick like that during pregnancy, it means that you're gonna have like a really nice milk supply. And I found that to be true with Chase. Like I had no problem producing milk. I had like, I don't know if it was an oversupply, but I always had way more than enough, and like storing bags of breast milk in the freezer and things like that. So that might be true too, or maybe it's just my body type, that's where the weight goes mostly. But that's that. I also, I wrote my cravings again were cookies, and we also went to the Nestle Toll House like store. I got like 3 cookies. So I was really into cookies. And that is like, I also said that I was having weird dreams, and I've been having like just very vivid dreams. I can't remember anything like super specific now, but I always wake up in the morning feeling like my dream was my reality, and having to just be like, wait, no, that was a dream, because it was so vivid. So there's that. And I just wrote that I am in just a really, really great mood generally. And I'm really enjoying this pregnancy. I actually, like, I don't know. I didn't love being pregnant my first time, but I also think that it was because it was the first time. So there were so many unknowns. I was terrified of everything. Like, I was concerned about everything that I was eating. I was concerned about the baby the whole time. And I think something changes after you've gone through it, to where like I'm not obsessing over every little thing, and I just feel more prepared. Like I've already gone through it, so I'm ready for whatever. There are things that could happen that you're not expecting, or that are not necessarily great. I had some complications with my first pregnancy, so you know, thankfully nothing has happened yet, but my complications came like towards my 3rd trimester. So still waiting on that. But anyway, I just feel more prepared and more just like confident as, you know, a mom, number 1, and going through pregnancy again. So that's really the update, 14 to 17 weeks. And I am all caught up with you guys now. So I think I'm gonna go back to doing the 2-week update. So like the next one will be 18 and 19 weeks. So coming up, I actually have an OB appointment next week, and I am gonna have to schedule my 20-week anatomy scan. I am praying that Pete is able to go to that appointment. Because of COVID, he hasn't been able to go to any of my OB appointments. So he said that he's feeling like disconnected from the baby just because he's not there, and that makes me so sad. So I really hope that he can come to the anatomy scan and like see the baby and like the ultrasound and everything like that. So that's what's coming up. And let me, before I go, give you a bump shot, because like a live one, because the baby is seriously growing. I'm just gonna go up into Chase's bedroom, because I took the mirror from our bedroom and brought it upstairs to Chase's new room. but we haven't got our new mirror for our bedroom back. So it's really annoying not having a mirror in your bedroom. Like, I've been having to go up the stairs into Chase's room. Okay, let's just open the shades, some light in here. Okay. All right, so here I am, I'm actually 18 weeks pregnant, guys. I'm sorry. This is not, I know that it was my 17-week update, but I don't think that you'll be able to tell a difference within, you know, the, when was it, 4 days? No, 3 days. I'm like 18. I don't think you'll be able to see much of a difference, but here is the bump. Here we are from the front and from the other side. And this is actually one of the new maternity shirts that I bought. I'll show you, I'll link it when I do my haul, but let me just show you. Okay, so hope you guys can see. Here's without the shirt. On the side. I guess this is a better angle because the light is coming in. And here from the other side. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really supports my channel. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you're pregnant, how your pregnancy journey is going, and how far along you are. Are you having any of the same symptoms as me? Are you having different symptoms? I love to hear it. I love chatting to you guys in the comments, so thank you so much for everybody that has kind of reached out and shared your experience or asked me a question or anything like that. I appreciate you guys so much. Love you, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.